Something that I like using to try and help people understand is metaphors. And I try to maybe use pop culture metaphors and kind of spread them out over time. However, as an example I recently gave, kind of dated me and possibly could have alienated a group of people who were possibly younger than me. I mentioned the idea of in an explanation of telling Sherman to set the Wayback Machine. Now, I thought that the Mr. Peabody and Sherman film of recent times would have at least updated that metaphor, but it might not. I mean, it was an older metaphor for me when I was growing up, but I got to watch the reruns, and then I also used a metaphor of Stargate, which I loved that film. You know, it came out in the mid 90s there. It was a really cool film. And I love the principle it teaches about having 6 points in space to pinpoint a specific location, and then having a seventh point to say, this is where we are and this is where we're going. Now, that also, I'm sure, it is accounting for space and space time and all that kind of stuff. So, I really won't go into that part. But again, this metaphor might have been estranging to an audience that would be listening to me as I try to explain concepts that we would need to use. So, in Kanban, for example, we do want to start where we are. Starting where we are is so important. And it's the mistake that I've seen most implementations of Scrum take. And that's the first mistake. And it's a pretty big mistake to say, well, what you've been doing sucks. Let's throw it all out. Let's start right here, right now with this new Scrum thing. And we're going to put in place a Scrum Master and a product owner, and everybody else is just team. And we're going to go through the process, and we're going to do daily stand-ups, and we're going to do just trying to impose all that on a company that's been doing something for a very long time can be detrimental to the company and to you as a Scrum Master or a Agile implementer of some sort, like an Agile coach or something. These things can damage your own credibility and your own ability to help affect the change. You want to start where you're at. You want to start with what they're doing right now and respect all roles and positions in the company as they are before we begin converting them bit by bit, piece by piece, each cycle, each iteration into something that will actually improve the overall benefit for the company, for the people who make the value, and for the people who receive the value.